3 more spots left in the mock. You got team 3, team 6, and 7. Everybody got their ticket for fantasy football training camp too. If you don't, let me know and I'll tell you how to get it. So I wish I could share. I cannot share every detail that I have for fantasy football training camp. But if you are watching this right now, I would highly suggest going to fftcamp.com and getting your ticket right now while it is free before some announcements come out. If you're watching this now and you have not got your ticket for free, I would hope that you go to fftcamp.com, get your free ticket before some announcements are made. Okay? Training camp is a 2-day event. It's about 7-8 hours per day. It's a virtual event, so you don't have to be there in person. But we will have analysts, some of the top analysts in this space. I made sure I'm not bringing you guys just a bunch of randoms. It will be the top analysts in this space. We will have some former NFL players, potentially some current NFL players. One of the people in there will be a Pro Bowler at minimum. And I would say there's going to be a lot of breakout sessions you'll want to be a part of. So if you're watching this right now, my suggestion is if there's free tickets left and you're watching this, if this is a replay, go get your ticket. All right? Jahan, is training camp a 4-hour event or all day? It's like from 12 Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. So I got 2. Hey, if you got 2, that's good. Give it to somebody else or shit, it works. As long as you got 1, I would say for sure get 1. Like, I wish I could tell y'all what was all going down. I can't quite yet, but it's going down. Where's the link for fantasy camp? fftcamp.com. I'll put it here in the chat. And then it'll take you to an Eventbrite where you can get your ticket. If you see it and it's up, special invite, that means there's tickets left that are for free. If it doesn't say that, that means if you're watching this, that means we already started the paid rollout. All right, y'all ready? Let's get it. Draft time, baby. 30-second clock. I got to take my boy. I don't know if there's going to be a draft where I do not take Bijan Robinson at the top. Let's just lock it in. Let's just lock it in. Let's lock it in. Yeah, I can't talk enough about it. Like I said, it's coming up here very soon. We got about 23 or 24, 22 days or something like that until it's ready. But I would suggest getting a free ticket while they're free. And there's only a certain amount. I'm surprised. To be honest, like I haven't posted about it on TikTok yet. When I do, I wouldn't be surprised if they're all scooped up very soon. So I'm trying to give at least the people that I mess with and people that mess with me some love. And I posted in the Discord. I've talked about it a little bit, hinted at it. So pretty soon it will be promoted and it'll be a whole different ball game. So just last warning here on this mock draft. If you haven't got your ticket yet, I suggest getting it now. That would be my last warning. Mock draft, 10-team. I'm going to try out drafting more running backs early because I've been drafting a lot of receivers. And I can't tell if it's just because we're in this draft specifically that I think it's because we're in like our leagues, the Jahan leagues. But I have been noticing like my running back game has been weak, like overly weak. And I know you can find a running back later, but like my running back game has been overly weak. Is there any questions I didn't get to, by the way? You can throw them in the chat. But yeah, I've been finding like maybe it's our drafts and maybe that's an adjustment I need to make while we're all drafting because I feel like there is good value at running back in those middle rounds. It's like we all draft receivers because we all draft very similarly. So it oftentimes like if you take receivers, like I took Brian Thomas last draft and Tyreek Hill. I probably should have just went Jonathan Taylor. I would have felt much better about like Taylor or if Yeatman didn't snipe me for Kenneth Walker. That would have been a good setup. But it's like you're kind of hoping and praying because by the time Kenneth Walker, Chuba Hubbard area comes around, the running backs dry up so much. So I might hard stance it with get a running back in the first 3 rounds. I'm trying to decide that right now. But I kind of think either 1 running back in the first 3 rounds or 2 running backs in the first 5 rounds might my first positional play of the year, just based on how everything's playing out. I'm gonna test a couple things out though over the next few weeks. But right now, I'm kind of thinking. I said 4 running backs in the top 8. I think you might need 2 in the top 5. I think that might be the better play. But we'll see how it goes. It could just be a J-Hen draft thing. I don't know. I can't tell right now because I only draft with you guys. So like I feel very good about getting like Kamara late on underdog when I've been able to. So I don't know. Let's go Tyreek, and then let's go. I keep forgetting this is a 10-team league. A 10-team league instead. And then let's go Garrett Wilson. Tyreek and Garrett Wilson here. Tyreek and Garrett Wilson here. J-Han, trust me, the RBs dry up. I've been taking RBs for life. I've been doing the first 4 rounds, at least 3 running backs, and seem more comfortable. I'm not mad at that, especially in our drafts. The thing is, you got to be able to pivot too, because I think there's a pretty good balance of like running backs and receivers. I just feel like in our drafts, receivers are probably, you got, 8 to 9 other people that draft that way. So maybe the running backs are lasting a little longer than normal, but let's see how it plays out. I went running back early. I want to see if it feels like there's a couple more running backs going right now. Let's see how it plays out. I don't love taking the late second round receivers. Yeah, because you got to take Wilson, Harrison, T. Higgins, Rashee Rice. That's kind of where the back end of that second round in 12-team leagues goes. So you're taking that right around like the Kyrens and the Chase Browns of the world, and Alvin Kamara's, and there's some really good running backs that go there. But the thing is with upside, if the receiver hits, that's actually not true. It's just there's a better chance of the receiver hitting and like being a mainstay in your lineup. If the running back hits and is safe throughout the whole year, like doesn't get injured, I mean, if you get a top 5 running back at that rate, it takes you to a different stratosphere. That's the only thing. So, like if Bucky Irving hits and he's a top 5 back, or he goes in our drafts, it would set people up. But if he doesn't hit where he's going currently, it's going to hurt a lot of teams this year. Yeah, it's going to hurt a lot of teams this year, man. I don't know. At least it seems to be a little bit more here. And this is also a 10-team league, so maybe things are different in this draft. But I like that, running backs are going a little earlier. How'd y'all feel? So, and let me ask you guys this. We've had a lot of guests on the show. Kendall was awesome today. We had LQ was awesome. Chris is awesome. Like, everybody's good. Who do you guys want to see more of on the show? Or is there an analyst that hasn't been on the show yet that you guys want to see? If you guys answer that too, let me know in the comment section how y'all feeling about that, or in the chat. Let me know how y'all feeling about that. I feel like in the 5th round, 6th round of the 10-team league is where things dry up. So it's like somebody asked me about quarterbacks. When I would go quarterback, I would look for an elite quarterback probably in like the 6th round here. 5th, 6th round. If it dries up a little too much, I'll go 5th round. But I think for me here at the front of this 5th round, I'm probably looking like quarterback here at 6th, or tight end, whichever one of those two is best available. Maybe even back-to-back here, 6'10". But that's earlier than I normally would go. And if it's single QB league, the only thing is there's a ton of quarterbacks out there. If it's not an elite guy here, I would say Mahomes or higher. Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow. If it's not one of those guys here, I'm probably passing on quarterback. If it's not Kelsey Hawk, I think Kelsey Hawk is probably the lowest I would go here. Even in 10-team, it might have to be like maybe even higher than that. It might be like that George Kittle range, depending on who I'm drafting with. But like the 6'10" is probably where I'm looking at quarterback, tight end, or both if the caliber is good enough. If they don't have elite upside, I'm going to wait. So if oh shit, that was my pick. Let's see if I can get at least a second pick. All right, I'm not taking Kittle here. I just talked about that. We're going to remove this pick. Oh my gosh, what's going on right now? Okay, remove player. Let's start that over again. I'll pick quickly. Running back, we're going to go K-Walk this time. I ain't going to let him slip this time. And then I'm going to grab receiver. I don't know why I keep taking DK over GJ. I got DK higher. I'm going DK. I'm going DK here. Trey McBride was still there. Damn, Daniels. It's all right. Stick with the strategy. Trey McBride, I might have taken Trey McBride there over DK. But yeah, I think it's just – you don't want to go into it with too much of a game plan, but as the draft is moving around, that's about – if I had this top end pick, I'm probably starting to look like quarterback tight end there. I probably should have took Trey McBride there, though. If I'm being real, I should take Trey McBride there. LQ is cool. Yeah, Quan is cool, bro. Quan, he's gonna be on supposedly. We're it seems like on a weekly basis we're gonna try to be Wednesdays, and obviously it's not perfect, but like for now we're kind of locked in on this Wednesday. It's a good time for us both, and he brings really good analysis, man. Why do you rank Kelsey so much higher compared to Ingram? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I don't know why I take Kelsey. That's a very good question. This is Yeet Man, right? That's a very good question. I don't know why. I think that might just be one of them old heads while I'm drafting, or like I think one of those things I do inherently. That's a very good question because I got Ingram ranked higher than Kelsey, I believe. I think I even have I have Ingram like right next to Hawkinson. That's a great question, actually. I'm making a note of that right now. Let me think about that because I don't know why maybe I just like the Kelsey upside, or like maybe I'm more bought in. But that's a very good question. That's a very good question, actually. That's a really good question. Maybe I don't know. And maybe it's like the trade, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you draft for like trade value too, or name value. That's a great question. I don't know. There's sometimes where I do that, where I rank players a certain way, but then I end up drafting differently. Like I'll draft a player differently, and it forces me to look at things. So good call there. You really like Kenneth Walker this year? I would say he's the last of the great running backs that I trust. So I really like coming into my rankings before I actually did them. I thought I would have Kenneth Walker ranked in my top 10. Dead ass. I was like, Clint Kubiak's going to be there. He oftentimes like elevates the running back room. I thought for sure I would put Kenneth Walker up there. And then you do your homework. Me, I do a lot of homework on like how I rank players and upside and floor and points per game, things like that, injuries. And I think the injuries are a bit of concern for me when it comes to Kenneth Walker. Like he hasn't played a full season. I talked about this. I think it was with LQ. Oftentimes he has like those core injuries, or maybe it was with Tyler. We talked about it. The core injuries, right? Like he gets these weird like core ab injuries. So it's like sometimes that might be like his running style or his form of play. I don't know if he's built for a full season. If I knew Kenneth Walker was going to play all the time, I probably would have him top 10. I probably have him top 10, or at least a little bit closer than I do now. But I think the reason why I talked about Kenneth Walker last draft and this one is because he's the last of like the high upside running backs that I like. I don't think James Conner, Chuba Hubbard, Hampton, Montgomery, Pacheco, I don't think any of those guys have the same upside that Kenneth Walker does if he plays a full 17. So that's where I'm at. And I have really found myself taking a lot more Joe Burrow than I wanted to. A lot more, not than I wanted to, than I thought I'd be taking. Let's put it that way. A lot more. And I'll take Xavier Worthy here. I've been taking a lot more Joe Burrow than I thought I would. I don't know why that is. Is it the value? Is it the value with Joe Burrow? Why do you guys think that? If you guys had to guess, why do you think I'm taking a lot of Joe Burrow here? There's a few players. You know what? And I got to start making a list of like players that I got to talk about on a deeper scale. Like Joe Burrow is one of them. And then this Kelsey Ingram thing has got me thinking too now. So, and if you guys, if you want player takes too, let me know now. And maybe it's just our drafts. Like, I don't know. I gotta go do some other drafts. Maybe I'll do some on stream, but with different people. With like, maybe I'll go to Yahoo or something and do them with other communities. Or if there's other communities you guys want me to draft in that you watch, if you guys watch other streamers and they have openings, they do mock drafts like this, let me know and I'm down to join too. Yeah, it's the value. I was like, because I'm not a big Joe Burrow guy, but he's elite. So I'm just thinking like maybe I think it has to be it. Like, because he's normally a 4th round guy. Joe Burrow is normally a 4th round guy. So I like Ingram because he goes later after Kittle. That's my cutoff. I'm not mad at that. And yeah, you can get Evan Ingram a lot later, especially here on Sleeper. What do you think of that new quarterback season on Netflix? I'm mad because I haven't started watching it yet. So I'll probably get to it this weekend. I'll catch a show or two. I don't even know that I finished all the way through the other season. I know I got like 4 or 5 episodes in. I don't know that I finished it last year, but I don't really. This is like the busiest time of year for me, and I got a lot of shit going on too. So he said value. Oh, Jahan, what jersey should I get? I'm thinking Daniels LSU since he won me all my leagues. Yo, that's a cold ass jersey. I think you should get the all black Jaden Daniels though. I think that's clean. The all black Jaden Daniels one is clean. Jahan, will you rate teams after? Not today, sir. Actually, I'm gonna be doing another episode after this. It just won't be live. So this sucks because I feel like YouTube is about to make some changes where I wish I could cut this up a little bit easier and get you guys more info. But like, it's tough for me to do the sit down stuff without you guys getting bored. A lot of times, you guys like to just mock draft or ask for mocks. So I don't know. I think maybe closer to the season. I don't know, but I've been doing a lot more. Offline content. That way it lasts a little bit longer and it's still fresh. You guys aren't getting like repeat episodes all the time. So, but no rating teams. I got to get off stream for a little bit here. I'll probably have to kick it up we'll be able to finish this draft out. I was thinking I might have to kick it up to a 10-second draft. We'll be fine. Zay is my wide receiver 4. Thank you. Yeah, I think Zay Flowers goes really late in our drafts. I think Xavier Worthy is my 4. I was like, shit, thank you. I'll take Xavier Worthy as my 4. So a lot more running backs went this time since we talked about it. And this is 10-team too. Remember, this is a 10-team draft. So thoughts on Jacobs in Dynasty? I think Josh Jacobs in Dynasty is a 2-year thing. Eventually, I mean, we say that about a lot of older backs, but I think he's like a 2-year thing. He signed a 4-year deal last year, so I think eventually they're going to want to pivot, but who knows? Thanks for reminding me about Ingram, by the way. Thanks for reminding me about Ingram. I wouldn't have taken him if you – I don't know why I've been slacking on Ingram like that. You can always join the public sleeper mocks. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll join a couple public leagues next time. It is more fun with you guys drafting. I like giving you guys a chance to get the exercise into, but it is also like I need to see sometimes where real values are because then I can find real gems for us. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not be gems here, but like I want to be able to talk about where I really think gems are. Oftentimes I just go by ADP, but I need to see like where in real drafts, where are people reaching for? Where are people reaching for? Would love a grade after. Chad, my man. Hopefully, if you're new to the page, I just talked about it. We haven't got training camp started yet. We haven't had a preseason game yet. I'm not going to do ratings until training camp starts. Once training camp starts, I'll start doing ratings so I can get a better sense because everybody's going to love their team. There's been no injuries. We don't have no reports. There's nothing else. So we're all kind of playing with the same information, and everybody's going to love their team right now. So that's typically what happens even up until week 1. Everybody loves their team, but that'll burn me out. If I do all the ratings right now, that'll burn me out, and I'm probably not going to do as many ratings as I did last year too. So, hey, it gets to be, that's an extra like 20. Sometimes it needs like 10, 20 minutes because if I get to yapping, it could be like another 10, 20 minutes. We can knock out a whole nother like 10-second draft. We could do a quick draft sometimes in the time that I go over ratings. So I like to be in depth instead of just being like, oh, I think it's an 8.5 or else it's an 8.2. Like maybe that's a gift and a curse when it comes to the ratings, but yeah, I like to be a little bit more thorough in the ratings. It takes a while to rate everybody's team. And I know everybody's like, just rate my team. Or like, it's tough, man. It's tough. I try to do the most for you guys. And I think I go through a lot on these mock drafts. Maybe I haven't as much this one, but like I go through a lot. You could probably tell how I'm viewing certain teams or players just based off of that. So, and also I got hella content. So if you miss a live, like a lot of these are replays. I have a lot of new content is in there as well. So Jahan, you like Henderson. I was going to take Judy, but later in drafts, I was like, okay, let me go upside instead. I'm not mad at Henderson, Travion Henderson. The thing is, you got Ramondre there and you got Josh McDaniels. So I think Josh McDaniels is going to trust the older back. They did draft him. That's their guy. And he has a lot of like, hey, one of the best pass protectors. There's a lot there. On tape, he's electric. I really liked what I saw out of him. My concern, I think where you got him at is nice. My concern is that he's being drafted a little too high, which is fine. But I think for me personally, like, I don't like drafting him where he typically goes. I think where you drafted him is phenomenal. Like, this is the last, like, the only other back I really like over him is Tony Pollard. That's really the only one I really like over him that you took. Otherwise, I think this is a great upside pick. Sometimes I wait, though, because if like a Debo's there or a Diggs or like a Cooper Kupp sometimes falls a lot further, or Michael Pittman, I might take those guys and take somebody with Travion Henderson like upside a little bit later. Like, I love taking Tajay Spears. Oh, did I miss my second pick? Let's go with another receiver. Let's go with Higgins. Yeah, I think when it comes to like that area is just where a lot of the receivers I like typically go, but I don't mind the upside there. I don't mind the upside there. Is AK's wheel going to fall off next year? Potentially. But the thing is with AK, it's like, unless I think here's where I really am at on Alvin Kamara. Do I think we see 100 checkdowns from him this year? I don't think so. I think this offense, Kellen Moore builds things differently. What I do expect is a lot more on the ground with him, and we kind of started to see that with Clint Kubiak. A lot more carries. I think the one thing with Kamara is he was in a dual backfield for the majority of like the start of his career with Mark Ingram. So he wasn't this 25, 30 carry guy. He's since put on a lot of weight. He's built for that. I mean, outside of injuries, he has been a little injury prone over the last couple of years. But I don't think it's this thing where like, oh, Alvin Kamara is not going to have any value because Kellen Moore doesn't, he doesn't use his running backs as pass catchers as much. This isn't Austin Eckler. This is Alvin Kamara is closer to Saquon Barkley than he is to Austin Eckler. No hate to Austin Eckler. It's just that's what he's closer to that type of back, whereas Eckler is better used as a pass catching back. So I think for Kamara, you can use him in that bigger role. And I think when it comes to like who I'd rather have, I would rather have like Alvin Kamara over somebody like a James Cook or Kenneth Walker to me. Like, I think if you're trying to wait for him to fall off, you're waiting to the wrong time. Like, AK is a lord. Like, he's been that. He's been efficient. We talked about, I mentioned this on another episode. Alvin Kamara has only one. He's never finished outside the top 16 running backs, and that's where he's going right now. It's crazy to me. You ever went live on Discord and record a post on YouTube? What do you mean by that? What are you talking about? Like an audio room? Or is it video? Teddy, explain that to me. Because I'm going to try to get the Discord a little bit more out of the Discord this year, give you guys a little bit more out of that. Talk to me about what you meant by that, because the only thing is it's so much easier for me time-wise, and I have a lot of changes that are coming up this year. With my personal life, I have changes that are coming up. You guys will soon find out about that. But what do you mean by this? Because it's easier for me to go like just YouTube and stream out to everywhere, stream out to like YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So tell me what you meant by that. If you want a rating, send a super chat. That's the easiest way, honestly. Like, and I hate to be like money grab, but that's the way. Like, if you send a super chat, I kind of owe it to you to like just not ignore it. So that would be the only way. Like, I think obviously like being a member helps too. Like, when I don't know if you guys noticed, but like Tony asked me a lot of questions, right? I try to answer every member question I can that comes into the chat. So like that stuff gets priority to me. I ain't gonna hold you. And especially this year too, I got to do it like that. So I don't like being that guy, but I got to be that guy. All right. There it is. How you guys like the drafts? How y'all like the drafts? Pollard is 210, 220 kind of back. I'm not sure Handy will get that. Yeah, I think that's where I like Pollard, is because I think he'll be volume. And then the best thing is I get a lot of Tajay Spears too. So I think both of those backs will have their place. Pollard more so probably the front half, Spears second half. But I think it's probably going to be a 50-50 split. Receiver room's crazy. Thomas, Adams, Ridley. Yeah, I like the receiver room. so caught up in taking all these value receivers later. I don't get enough running backs, but like, how can you not take them? I'm there with you. It's like it's tough passing on Diggs and Cooper Kupp and Ayuk and Debo. Like, it really is. So I don't know. Maybe I think it has to do with this right here, us specifically how we draft. I'm going to test that out, and I'm going to try to take running backs earlier offline, and I'm going to come back with more information on that. Or you guys do the same too, and let me know how you guys think, right? That's what mocks are for. Figure that part out. If you take earlier running backs, do you feel like you can still find receivers? And obviously this is 10 teams, so we're all stacked, but